Okay, the inside-out approach. I want to break it down real quickly because this one tends to make me get wordy and confused, and I go all over the place, and it turns into like 30 minutes. The inside-out approach. In this facet of talking about you can't skip over yourself, right, and go out into the next levels. I want to explain to you what the levels are, at least how I understand them. I fix me first. I'm the first thing that I can control. I have the most control over me. I have most control over my actions, my habits, the energy that I put out. So I do a bunch of things that make me a better motherfucker. Simple as that. The exercise, the meditation, the journaling, the planning, the fucking trying to have better vision, more resilience. That is all to get myself in check because I know that the first part that I will fail is not being the best me. Does that make sense? So it starts with you. You're trying to build up these qualities so that you can be the best you. Because that's what the world needs from you first, is your fucking own contribution of who the fuck you are. The reason you guys want to skip over that is because that's the fucking hard part. It requires you to be real, and it requires you to fucking fail. And it requires you to be okay with failing and to get the fuck back up and keep going. And most of you guys don't like that. You like to get your ass kicked and fucking complain for weeks. So that's first. Now I want to talk about the second rung. The second rung is the people that are the nearest to you. Each layer leads into the next one. Like I just said, me getting myself in check is going to be the best thing that I can do to become a better parent to my kid. I'll talk about the second layer as my closest immediate family. That's how I view that. Be very clear about something else, too. A lot of you people got savior behavior. You like to go do a job where you skip over rung number 2, tier 2. You're the people that need you the most, that you have the most impact on. You skip over them, you neglect the fuck out of them, and you go straight out into the fucking world where you pretend you're going to save people that are strangers. That don't make sense. That's not it. Why would you not exhibit that behavior with the people that mean the most to you before you go out there in the world and bleed and give yourself up to a bunch of fucking strangers? I'm sorry. That's not the ticket. The people that are at your house, they have the most to contribute to your tier 1, to the you that you are. When you have that all set up, they can help you. They can help you be a good member of society. They can help you vet and bounce ideas off each other. So when you strain tier number 2 to skip over to level 4, 5, all these strangers in your life, guess what happens? Again, now you're letting something that holds your foundation in place get rocky. What do you think that's going to do to your ability to even help those people? Now you go into that job or you go into that facet where you like to contribute and you're all fucking stressed out because your household isn't in order. Right? Make sense? Each tier leads into the next one. They all benefit each other. And when you skip over a bunch of them and you let the ones that precede these further out ones crumble, your foundation is fucked and you can't do those anyways. So you just become dog shit. That's why it doesn't make sense to operate anyway except for inside out. Me first. Then I have my child next. If I neglect my child, right, guess what's going to happen? New level of stress gets added on. Daycare goes, oh, he's having a lot of behavioral problems. I don't know where he's getting this temper from. That's probably you. Now I got another thing that's stressful to worry about because I didn't get me in check first, right? Your loved ones come second. It's also a good place for you to get reps in on your ability to help anyone. It's harder at home than it is for strangers. So it's another boot camp. Let me explain that to you for 1 second. I won't go on a tangent, but it's hard to be there for the ones that you love. They have the most effect on you. They're going to be the ones that bother you. You're linked into loving them at an extremely high rate, and you're around them all the time. It's hard to exhibit compassion. It's hard to stay the course and be strong in a conversation with your loved ones when they're bothering you, they're annoying you, and it has something to do with you. You're doing this in a fight. If you can conquer that with something that you have fucking skin in the game for, holy shit, you out here to help strangers? How easy is it now? Tier 3 for me is my actual physical household, how I'm running my own life, right? It's kind of an extension of self, but I think that it's a little bit different. Your household would be the things that keep you operating at a high rate, that aren't internal work. Talk about setting up things, having a clean refrigerator, having your errands taken care of, having the things that are causing you stress that you neglect, but you go to work every day. Have you scheduled that appointment? Are you taking care of business? Is all your trash put out on the day that's supposed to get picked up? Is your sink fucking full of dishes, or is it cleaned out because you got a good schedule going on? Is your refrigerator full of fucking food that's healthy for you to eat? Or did you neglect that to go to your job, and then you get out of your job and then you go eat fucking fast food and then you feel like shit the next day? You get your household in order after your loved ones, after you're making sure your connections are good with your people. And you want to create a stable framework of an operating system at your house so that it can all stay buttoned up. It helps everybody around you. It's going to contribute out into the next thing. Then finally, the fourth tier is where most you motherfuckers go to the fourth tier first. That's what I can't understand. You guys go, well, I got to go to my job. And all you do is go burn your energy at a job from 9 to 5. And then you get home and you sit the fuck around. You neglect all your chores. You neglect anything that will make you be better. And then you wake up the next day and all your shit's all fucked up. And then you just go back straight out and stretch yourself thin at your job. When you're in that fucking financial sector, the sensory world, I call it, when you're out there doing your tasks, real contribution, and you have none of those things set up, you're a fucking piss poor worker. Do you know how I know that? Because I have employees. And I have enough of them to see the massive difference between the ones that do the inside out approach like I just said, and the ones that do it literally fucking reversed. Stretch myself thin at job. Get off work, get fucked up because I don't like job. Don't do any of my household shit, all fucked up, crumbling. Then lose loved ones because shitty at job, no money, terrible fucking household that's not conducive to their growth. Family don't like doing shit with you anymore, not working out. Then you lose that piece. Now you're a fucking single solo person that lives in a pit of fucking despair because you wanted to be clever and skip over all the fucking steps that you needed to do and go out there and act like you're going to just kill it at work when that shit is hard and you have none of the fucking talent and skills to be proficient. And then you wonder why you don't get the raise, and then you get off work and talk shit about the boss because you want to get fucked up because you didn't get the raise. When realistically, the raise was in your fucking goddamn, could have been in your hands, and you just neglected to do any of the work that makes you the person that deserves a fucking raise. And you forgot about that. There's much more to going to your work and grinding through quicksand and pretending like your fucking effort is going to lead you to the top. Because all you motherfuckers that do that, like I said, I have employees. You guys are the ones that blow up the most. You guys are the ones that crumble the most. You're the least consistent. You're the most frazzled when something happens to you. You're the ones that come late because your fucking shit's all over the place and you couldn't find it. You show up without a uniform. All those things that are the basics that are in those first three tiers. You forgot to do all those and you went straight out into fucking trying to play the sport with no practice, no shoes, no fucking gear, no supplements, no water, no food, and you're wondering why you fail at it. Do you see how dumb that is? It does not matter if you succeed in tier 4 if all the other things crumble anyways. Even if you're successful in tier 4. Fuck, dude. Everyone knows a workaholic spends all his time focused on this one little thing, right? And then you go home and maybe his house is still clean. He's got 4 and 3 are still okay. And guess what? All his people talk about is, this motherfucker's never here. He never makes time for us. And when he does come home, he's so goddamn tired that he acts like a fucking asshole. And then that piece crumbles. And then yourself is dog shit. So you don't have fucking access to the clean household that's set up smooth. And you don't have access to the fucking money that you could spend. Because there ain't no leisure in the world that's fun without a shared human experience with loved ones. Doesn't matter. You guys got the shit backwards. I'm telling you. Try it the other way around. I used to do it that way. When I drank all the time, I went and bled myself dry for a job. This will make them love me if I just fucking stay here every goddamn waking hour. And then they would go, man, you're good when you're just in here working all the time, but you get burnt out and then you turn into a fucking nightmare. And you're a liability. It's scary. We don't want that. Running our business, being the face of it. You might say some fucked up shit to the wrong person. Right? Self. All these self-habit things that I'm talking about, those are to get you right. You are flawed. You're a fucking human. You're flawed. You need to work on every flaw that you have and start pushing them into the right direction. That's the first way you can help all of us. You can help the world. Tier number 2, your loved ones. Don't skip over the people that mean the most to you and go out there and pretend that you get to do this because you're spreading yourself thin all over fucking town. That's not admirable. Those other people, they have their own lives. You have a life at home. The people that are interconnected to you, they need you. They need you to fucking be there for them. And if you can't be there for them, I promise you that your dog shit has showed up for other people. I'm sorry. Because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It doesn't come from a point of integrity. If your household's all fucked up, you don't run any of your shit right, you just bleed yourself dry, and man, I'm so worn out at my job because I got up this morning and none of my stuff was taken care of. Now my car's got a flat tire and I neglected it for 2 days in a row and just got lifts to work and be late. Yeah, now you're not good at your job anyways. So just understand, use that first tier, work out from there, and understand that you should prioritize your life that way. That doesn't mean that you can't, after you get a little bit of a foundation, be a little bit clever with where you switch your focus based on what needs it the most. You get to do that once you pass some of the fucking beginner shit. But I'm talking about beginners. And if that speaks to you, you feel like you've been doing the outside in approach and it's not working, you're not at that level where you can start fucking flopping around anyways. Focus on the basics. Self first. Loved ones second. Make sure those connections are good. Make sure everyone's feeling good. Communicate at a high level. Make sure your household is all streamlined. Oh, cool, my kids' stuff is put together good. I'm getting them healthy lunches, and I have a car that operates, so I can take them to all these things. Nothing's all over the place. It's not all scattered. I know where my things are, so I can find them before I need to go to work. I got my bag packed. I got all my things prepared. Then when you go out into that financial world, it just is so much easier. You guys are wondering why it's so hard and you're feeling so tired. You're swimming through fucking against the current. So just understand, that's the truth. Inside out, not outside in, I promise. Flip that one thing real quick and just watch what happens.